Hey guys, I thought I was going to do the last video before I do the official Ask My Characters Anything tag. I already got some questions for Biliam and that's really fun. I also want to include this guy, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about him before I do, like I said, the official video, so you know a little bit about the characters that I'm asking about. So here's Liam. He was a character that I started on long ago. He was the, I think, second character I made up that I wanted in a doll. So he's one of the first characters, but he's my last doll. So the text that I'm going to read to you is probably going to be a little bit like grammatically incorrect and stuff like that, since it was some time ago, and yeah, I mean my English wasn't better before, so it's probably just, yeah, whatever, but you will understand his story anyways. That's the point, I guess, not that it sounds super good. So I'm going to read the little story for you about him. And some things I will have to try to translate out of the blue into English, since a lot of it is still in Swedish. So yeah, here we go. Okay, let's see. He was left in the forest, far away from civilization, when he was 1 year old, just able to stand on his 2 feet, staring into what appeared to be land never seen by man. His mother, though, knew of something more. She once loved a man who worked for a top-secret underground organization, and she knew she would have to pay the price for that. Her last hope was that his father would take him in, and she left him on what she remembered to be the entrance. Her wishes appeared to come true. The father had a high position in the organization, and without telling anyone about the boy's origin, he took him in to be a soldier. The camp educated and trained a very special type of spy, a secret army, men with sharp focus, strong bodies, silent feet, and no other understanding of the outside world than what they got to know underground. One could say that an easy explanation for their abilities were a top spy with the ninja's abilities and a proper warrior in power. You could not come in contact with the organization and decide to join and work for them. You were either observed over a period of time at an early age and then offered a spot, or like Liam, you had some sort of connections. If you, on the other hand, turned down a request to join, or don't want to do your job. Okay, I don't know, it's like present and how do you say it, like now time, back and forths, but whatever. If you don't want to do your job or join blah blah blah, the organization was forced to erase that man's memory. It was extremely important to keep it all a secret. Liam therefore began at an early age to train and was educated according to the plan. The base was hidden far beneath the ground, with miles distance on the surface from all forms of humanity. If the information that was there ended up in the wrong hands, anything could happen, but it was safely secured and in good hands. When Liam celebrated 10 years, he went on his first mission. One could say that they ended wars before it had even started. Liam did not know about anything else in life than what he was doing. He had lived his whole life under earth, with the other men who worked there, and he became a master at what he did. The people who worked there were not allowed to stay on the surface without being in service, and were all numbered and had, I don't know, a barcode on their necks. Liam was a great help to the organization until one day when one of his roommates noticed that he was talking to someone in the room that did not exist. For the strong security policy, he went straight and told the boss's assistant. They began to watch over Liam to see what happened. It turned out that he saw things that were not around. He had an illness and was no longer safe to keep. If Liam heard voices and saw non-existent people, the information he was giving could be wrong, and the information he was keeping could be in danger. They were afraid that he would hallucinate things that gave consequences and disturbed both the safety of the organization and himself. Liam understood the problem and agreed on the only completely safe way out: erase his memory and leave the place. The boss introduced the plan with grief, and Liam's father could do nothing more than saying goodbye. Liam was then 2 months away from his 20 completed years. The plan was put in action, but the machine that was supposed to clean Liam's head died in the middle of the process. They therefore had to redo it, and was now forced to so totally clean away all he knew that he would wake up as a 4-year-old, not in body but in brain. They left him on a psychiatric hospital. I don't know if that's the right terms, but maybe you know what I'm trying to say. And continued their work under the surface. His father was never able to tell him that he was his son. Liam lived on the hospital for 2 weeks. He was like a child, and his hallucinations were still there. But suddenly, one day, he woke up and looked around confused. What the organization did not know was that when the machine went out the first time, part of his memories was saved through a personality split that was caused. And when he switched back from the 4-year-old personality, all the memories from before was still there. He knew why he had been deported and why his memory was removed. The only thing he didn't remember was how he ended up on a hospital. He decided to leave. His usual self did not belong on a hospital, and Liam himself did not know about the double personality he now had. It was child's play for him to get out unnoticed, and thanks to his training he could quickly store information in his head and quickly come to understand how ordinary society worked. He finally moved into an apartment building to have a place to stay. The memories from the training camp could hurt. His whole life had circled around working for them. But now he was a danger for the organization. He decided to keep all his memories and all the information he knew to himself. But what he did not know was that occasionally the personality split played a trick on him, and he switched to a 4-year-old little boy. Yeah, that's it. And then I have like really short explanations of his personality, and that's in Swedish. So it says something like, when he's himself, he's really sharp and focused, a lot because of his work. He's a pretty hard person, if you could say so. He doesn't show any emotions, and he has really hard time dealing with emotions and stuff like that, because nothing like that was allowed on his work. Only like focus and mission. I don't know, like, yeah, whatever. And he is also really easily irritated. He couldn't show that when he was in the organization because they were supposed to be really like robot like, I don't know. But then when he came out and stuff, he finds himself easily irritated and a lot of confusion and stuff, like thinks a lot. And he has never before talked to a woman, and he hardly knows what a woman is. When he turns into the 4-year-old boy, he talks a lot more. He likes to dress up and try things on. He says exactly what he thinks, and he cares a lot about other people. So that's all that I wrote about him, like years ago, and that's as far as I got on him. So yeah, that's Liam. Let's see if I forgot anything. I don't know, but yeah, so all the, like, I read about the barcode and stuff, so he will have all this stuff from the organization marks and also a lot of scars from his missions. And I know that in the future he's going to develop a story with my sister's girl. That's going to be really interesting because they are like opposite personality and looks, because she's blonde and really white and really like bubbly and everything, and he has dark hair and dark skin, and he's really quiet, and yeah, so they will look great together, I think. But that will be interesting, and I don't know too much about it, but yeah. Before it gets too long, it's already long. I hope you could endure listening to this, and yeah, next video I think will be Ask My Characters Anything tag, and then you know about this guy who will be included, you know about Biliam who will be included, and Ocean who's also going to be part of it. Yeah, so see you in that video.